I'm staying out of trouble.
What website do you want us to promote?
You know, what I did was I shut down the website because nowadays I'm getting more responses right on Facebook in my articles because I have my telephone number on there and everything else. So just say Paul Dale Roberts Facebook.
All right.
Yeah,
Paul Dale
cool.
Roberts Facebook.
Yeah.
Is there anything special tonight you'd like to talk about?
Well, there's a lot of things going on. India has their moon rover on there, and I'm just wondering if they take any pictures of artificial structures, are they going to release it to the public? So I mean, I mean, and then I could talk about some of my investigations I've been doing and stuff like that. So.
All right, the producer says everything's good at your end, and Craig, can you do something? I feel like I'm just too close. Can you do something about that? Okay, let's see what you're trying to do here, buddy. Well, that looks a little better. Let's see if it works.
How's the weather over there, Rob?
It's getting into the autumn season. Okay. So it's chilling down at night. All the leaves are starting to change colors.
Yeah, it's about 102 over here. Yeah.
That is hot. That is hot.
Yeah. Sacramento gets hot.
I'm sorry?
Sacramento gets hot. Sacramento. Yeah.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So are you ready to rock and roll there, Paul?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Craig, what are you doing? I'm getting dizzy watching you here, buddy. All right. Let's go here. Yeah, I'm going to, because my damn eyes are giving me troubles again. All right. Let's make some wonderful chat here. So we're going to go dark, and I'll see you in a few seconds there, Paul.
Sounds good.
The following program may contain coarse language, violence, nudity, mature subject matter, or scenes which may not be suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
And welcome back to the X Zone, everyone. I am Rob McConnell. We're coming to you from our broadcast center and studios in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. Now, St. Catharines, for anyone who'd like to know, is right on the shores of Lake Ontario, and we're not very far from Niagara Falls. It's about a 15-minute drive or 16-minute drive when my wife goes to Costco to do our shopping. And we're coming to you tonight on the Talkstar Radio Network Mutual Broadcast Network, and of course the X Zone Broadcast Network, and on Channel 32 on Simul TV. I received a great number of emails about our guest last night, Patrick Zam, and the question I was asked by many of you out there was, did he really say a 65-foot bee alien? And yes, that's exactly what he said. And everybody was speculating on what kind of spaceship a 65-foot alien that looks like a bee would come in. And of course, the simple answer to that is a hive-shaped UFO. So there you got it. Yes, he did say 65-foot tall alien bee. And you can go to xzbn.net, scroll down the page there and look at all the archives and click on it. And that was yesterday, August the 28th. Exo Nation, my guest this hour is a gentleman I've had the pleasure of having on the show and knowing for a number of years now. His name is Paul Dale Roberts. And Paul, welcome back to the X Zone. And I am so sorry to hear it's so hot for you in Sacramento, California tonight.
It's terrible, Rob. I wish I was in Canada right now.
You're always welcome here, my friend. Always.
Thank you.
Paul, up here in Canada, we have homeless problems. Do you have that in Sacramento, where they just pitch tents wherever they want and defecate on the streets and use and abuse the system?
I just did a Dunkin' run this morning, and the Dunkin' Donuts is right next to a field, and you see all these tents. The homeless problem here is terrible. And then, of course, if you see Los Angeles, I mean, it's tent city all the way down these different boulevards. It's horrible.
And I understand in New York City, they're really getting ticked off there because people are crossing the border, and the state of Texas is busing them up to New York City, the migrants, and there's no place for them to stay. Where was it? In Staten Island, I believe. No, can't be Staten Island, because Staten Island is where the Statue of Liberty is, right? It's a small borough. And the borough president and all the occupants are really upset because they're just the authorities wanted to put these migrants into a closed school, and that really upset the people to the point where the mayor, I believe, took them out but got a court injunction to put them back in, and it's causing quite a chaos. I know here in St. Catharines, as well as throughout the rest of Ontario, we are having the same problems, and there's we're noticing a steep incline in fentanyl and other narcotic use, and I don't know what's going to happen. Paul, do you have any ideas?
I have no ideas, but it's funny that you would mention about the homeless, because one of my most recent cases was a lady who lives in a home, and right beside her house is a creek, and it's called Banning Creek, and the homeless were camping out in this creek, and a lot of them died at the creek. Heart attacks.
Really?
Yes, heart attacks, fentanyl use, and everything else. I mean, drug use. And she was telling me that the creek was very haunted. And sure enough, we did an investigation at that creek and got EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon, and so that creek was haunted by the homeless.
Have you ever heard of a creek being haunted before, Paul?
In my investigations, and I've been on over about 2,000 investigations, there's areas throughout the world. Like there's this granite quarry is haunted because miners were injured and died there. Creeks haunted. We had Gerald and Charlene Gallegos. They were serial killers, and they would kidnap these women and kill them and dump them by the creek. The creek itself, people have seen apparitions. Ghost hunters who have been there have gotten EVPs, including myself. I've gotten EVPs. So lakes. Right now, a lot of ghost hunters are very attracted to Lake Lanier.
Now, where is that?
Lake Lanier is, I believe it's over in it's over in Arizona.
Okay.
And what am I saying? I got it confused with something else. I'm sorry, but no, it's a reservoir in Georgia. It's in Georgia, and Lake Lanier has all kinds of paranormal activity over there. Swimmers and fishermen who go to that lake say that there's these ghostly lake arms or hands that grab them and try to bring them underneath the water to drown them. So that's one of the things that's going on. They had this Lanier Lake boy that walks around by the lake and he has a sinister smile. They have another thing called the Whisperers, and these are entities who call your name, but they whisper your name, and they try to entice you to go into the forest to do whatever, I don't know, to make you disappear or whatever, you know. So, and also too, they had the Lady of the Lake, or the Lady in Blue, that's also seen by the lake. So there's a lot of people who have died at Lake Lanier. I think something like over 300 people.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And so that lake is very haunted, and a lot of ghost hunters are very much attracted to that lake and have been doing their investigations over there and stuff like that. They even have a cryptid. They have a Lanier Lake giant catfish that swims around there on the lake. Yeah, so, yeah.
Paul, you were saying that some of the people actually feel hands pull them down under. How can a ghost have a physical arms if you can't see them, or you don't get full-fledged apparitions when you're doing the investigations?
Unless, you know, like Einstein was saying, E equals MC squared.
Yeah.
Energy can turn to matter, matter back into energy. And perhaps because some of my investigations where they say that the ghost touches them, they feel something actually touching them, like a full hand, being scratched and everything else. So I think somehow they can materialize to a certain extent to be able to touch you and to scratch you and stuff like that. So that's my theory on it.
Let's go back to the creek where the homeless are, that's haunted. If somebody was to die peacefully beside the creek, would they haunt the creek, or would they go to the other side? And what is the dividing line that allows one to either go or stay and haunt?
From what I've seen from my investigations, that if they go into the light, they never come back. So in a lot of my cases where I'm blessing the home and I'm telling the entity to go into the light, if they go into the light, the occupant of that house will tell me that ghost is gone. It seems like they never can come back. They're in that dimension and there's no way out. So yeah, it's in those type of situations, especially when I do a blessing house on something demonic, I say they don't go into the light, but I tell them to go to wherever they came from, and I usually ask for God's angels to, you know, help me in sending them to the light or sending them to a dark place where they came from, like a demon or something like that. So,
based on your many years of expertise as a paranormal investigator and a ghost hunter, Paul, why would a ghost rather stay here than go to eternity and live in bliss, or where they don't have to put up with the crap they do here?
Yeah, let's say like the grandmother dies, okay?
Right.
And her granddaughter is having a baby. And she passes away, but she knows that her granddaughter is pregnant. So she wants to stick around and be an angel to that baby. She doesn't want to go into the light.
I see.
Or they have unfinished business, so they don't want to go into the light. So in some of my cases, I had this one case where the ghost didn't want to go into the light. I said, go into the light. And on the EVP, she basically said, no, I don't want to. And I said, why don't you want to go into the light?
Yeah.
And she says, I'm protecting my daughter. And I
see.
Wow, okay. And and it was a confidential case, but in that case, I'm not going to mention any names, but the daughter had an abusive husband.
Ooh.
So she didn't, this ghost, her mother, didn't want to go into the light. She wanted to watch over her daughter because of the fear that her husband could do something physical to her and harm her.
Paul, stand by. We've got to take our first break. X-Zone Nation, our guest this hour is Paul Dale Roberts. And you can find out more about Paul on Facebook just by typing in, once you get to facebook.com/Paul Dale Roberts. This is the X-Zone. I'm Rob McConnell. Paul and I return on the other side of this break. Don't go away.
Are you ready to dive into the mysteries of the unknown? Tune into the electrifying X-Zone radio TV show hosted by the one and only Rob McConnell.
I'm Rob McConnell, and get ready for a mind-bending journey through the unexplained phenomenon that surrounds us all. From UFO encounters to cryptids, ghosts, and everything in between, we've got it covered here in the X-Zone.
Rob McConnell, the seasoned investigator and renowned radio personality, brings you the most compelling interviews with top experts, authors, and experiences from around the world. Each episode is an unforgettable exploration into the depths of the extraordinary.
That's right, X-Zone Nation. Join me every week as we open the door to the supernatural and explore the strange and amazing stories that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew.
And it's not just radio anymore. With our groundbreaking TV show, you can now witness the sessions unfold right before your eyes. From chilling reenactments to captivating visuals, prepare yourself for a multimedia experience like never before.
With a legacy spanning over 2 decades, the X-Zone Radio and TV show with yours truly, Rob McConnell, is your ultimate source for mind-blowing entertainment and thought-provoking discussions. Join our growing community of truth seekers as we continue to unlock the world's mysteries.
So, why wait? Step into the X-Zone and embark on a journey that will challenge your beliefs, ignite your curiosity, and keep you on the edge of your seat.
Remember, X-Zone Nation, the truth is out there, and it's waiting for you right here on the X-Zone Radio and TV show with yours truly, Rob McConnell. Don't miss a minute of the action.
Tune in now on your favorite radio station or visit xzonradiotv.com to join the adventure. The X-Zone Radio TV show with Rob McConnell, where reality meets the unknown.
The X-Zone Radio TV show, unraveling the secrets of the universe, one episode at a time. For more information, visit www.xzoneradiotv.com.
Paul Dale Roberts is our special guest on Facebook. Paul Dale Roberts is the way to find out all about what this gentleman is up to. And Paul, how many, you said that you've done over 2,000 cases?
Yeah, over 2,000 cases,
Wow.
almost like 2,500. And I started back in 2006. Yeah, and I just recently got another book out. Can I show it?
Oh, sure, please.
Okay. That's my latest book. And a little, yeah, you have to wonder, like
Yeah.
from the ancient aliens. But yeah.
Can you read the title of your book?
Oh yeah. It's HPI. HPI. The Truth Is Out There, by Paul Dale Roberts. Yeah.
What's that all about, Paul?
It's all about my latest investigations. I get a lot of calls on the paranormal hotline, and if there's anybody out there who's close to me and they want an investigation, I'll give that number out. It's 916-203-7503. So I have stories that people, they call me from different states and the experiences that they had. I put their stories in there, my investigations, research I've been doing. So many things going on, and we're getting so close, it seems like, to disclosure, because now it seems like, that a military intelligence officer, David Grush, um, the whistleblower, um, he came out and says Congress is being kept in the dark, that we do have crashed UFOs, we have alien bodies and everything else. And then Congress is like looking and saying, well, where's the proof? Where's these bodies? Where's these?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Where's the debris and everything else? Well, since I was in military intelligence myself in the Army, when those 6 photographs came in that I saw, and I was a 97 Bravo intelligence analyst, the 6 photographs that I saw of various UFOs taken by our reconnaissance satellites and our reconnaissance aircraft, those photographs on the back of them said intelligent movement. Those photographs, I couldn't steal them because I would go to jail. I would be at Fort Leavenworth. I couldn't make a copy of it because, again, I would go to jail. But testimony such as the information that David Grush put out is considered as evidence. If it was a murder trial and he says, yeah, I saw Joe Blow kill Jane Doe, well, that would be evidence. That would be his testimony saying that he witnessed a murder. So he can't produce the bodies. There's no way he could sneak a body out of a military installation. He can't take out alien debris from a spacecraft. So yeah, they'll never actually have that type of evidence.
Something that I found rather strange was whenever somebody in Congress hit him with a question that was to prove his point, he said, "Well, I'd like basically I can't talk about here. I'll talk about it in a secure setting." Well, wait a minute, guy. If you want to come in front of Congress, in front of the American public, and talk, in an open forum on television, why would you do that? Why would you say, "Oh, I've got the evidence, but I don't want to tell you"? Wasn't he there to expose and to show or to tell the people what he saw? So why the secrecy?
Yeah, that frustrated me, Rob. Yeah, that's exactly what you were saying. That he was saying that, yes, I was totally frustrated with that. It's like, okay, you want to bring this out to the public. You want to bring out a disclosure. Well, do it. You don't need to take someone into a private room and talk about it. Yeah, I don't know why he did that. That was very confusing.
And it's funny, here we are, 3-4 weeks later, and you don't hear about anything anymore.
No.
You don't hear about David Grush, you don't hear about anything, and I'm sure it's rather frustrating for people like you who investigate these kind of phenomena to finally believe that disclosure is so close, and yet the closer we get to disclosure, it seems the further we get.
It is very frustrating. And then I've been really paying attention now, because India sent out that moon rover.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of things on the moon that looks like artificial structures. Like they have a 3-mile tall artificial, well, it looks like an artificial spiral. If it's 3 miles tall, that's very high. Why hasn't anybody been to that part of the moon to find out what that structure is? So I'm hoping, since India has a moon rover out there, if they do take any kind of photos of artificial structures, will they release it to the public? Will they take a different step than what the United States does? Because I think the United States covers up a lot of photographs from the moon and what they've captured on there. So, yeah, I'm hoping India will release anything that they discover out there.
What's India doing up there anyway?
Well, they're over on the South Pole surface. So basically, I guess they're looking for water. If there's water areas on the moon, and they believe it would be by the South Pole.
The fact that the United States is very tight-lipped about what it finds and what it doesn't find, could that be part of national security because they don't want the other countries to know, especially the countries that are not friendly to the United States, want them to know what they're up to?
That's very possible. I guess like if India released anything that would be mind-blowing, they would be afraid that another country would jump on it, and I don't know. So yeah, it seems that way.
When it comes to moon real estate, is there any way that another country could actually claim the moon as its sovereign territory?
I believe that like China